We're back on track, and the Ninja Turtle collab has started within Raid. So we're gonna do some summons on April. I went and bought a couple of Sacred Shards. We have 8. It's not a good chance. But we're gonna go over a couple of the skill kits of the different turtles that are out. So those of you guys that don't know, Michelangelo, when you log in for 7 days and you start a new Raid account and your old account, whatever account it is, when you log in for 7 days, you're going to get Michelangelo. Now's your chance to become part of my team by clicking my link in the description to get the free legendary Elenaril as well as Vergis, Tagoar, and Deacon Armstrong as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Plarium Play on your PC and uninstall. Then click the link in the description and register using a new email address. From there, launch Raid, complete the tutorial, then go to your mailbox and claim your first champ. Lastly, use the promo code Desert Queen to get the insane Void Legendary Tawanaric for free on top of all those other free champions. That's all you need to do to get these awesome free champs. So click my link in the description now before it expires. Okay, these Ninja Turtles all have synergy with each other, which makes this collab super exciting and super worth pushing for each of the different characters. Now, with the Ninja Turtles, though, they have the passive that I'm pretty sure each one has whenever any of the turtles attack, this champion joins in on that attack. Already awesome, and a lot of them have decent skill 1. So going in has a 15% chance to evade an enemy skill and all of its accompanying effects. If this champion is under a taunt buff, the chance to evade increases to 30%. So he has evasion within his kit, he can just stay alive. Then from there, the active effect places shield buff equal to 300% of this champion's attack on his champion for 1 turn when they receive a hit. So he's going to be constantly provoking, or well, taunting, so if he gets hit, then he's going to get a shield. And one of the cool things is when he uses skill 1, he gets attack buff, meaning that barrier is going to be bigger. Now, he has an accuracy lead, which is amazing for new players. Any of you guys that are new to Raid getting in, getting these 2 turtles that are free, Michelangelo and the fusion character, Donatello, combined, they seem like they're going to be really good for just general content, all content. Now, going in, the skill 3 is the AoE, attacks all enemies, has a 74% chance of placing a decreased attack and a leech. AoE leech, pretty nice. Will ignore 25% of each target's res if this attack's a critical. So if he's critting, you don't have to build, I mean, you probably still want accuracy, but you have a chance no matter what their effect resist is, you can hit. Then places a taunt buff on the champion for 2 turns. And then it's based off attack. All of his damage is based off attack. But that's a lot of stuff right there. That's pretty solid. Then the skill 2 is his big point, in my opinion. It's going to be attacks on enemy for attacking, 75% chance of placing a big decreased defense. So before you hit, you're going to place that and then hit. But then it has a 75% chance of placing a stun, and then will ignore 25% of target's res if it's a critical, and then applies a debuff spread effect. So it is not a AoE defense break at the or it's not an AoE attack, but it is going to defense break the character you're attacking and then spread to everybody else, which has that same ignore FRES, which is super, super good. You just have to make sure that you have 100 crit rate on him. Now, so that's Michelangelo, and we all get him for free. One of the big things with that is in phase 2, we're getting a 5-star split soul. And once you get that, you are going to be able to put, if you're a newer player, if you're an older player, I might do mine differently, but newer players, being able to put Brimstone on your initial character is so big for progression. And if you guys were playing before and got Luminicity a month ago, and that's when you started, then you have Luminicity and Donatello and have multiple options. Then you can maybe have them both on Brimstone, or you could flex and have one on Brimstone, one on something else, depending on your needs. But you want to try to always have one Brimstone character on your account, and usually it's from one of the free characters that's a 5-star perfect soul. And he needs accuracy anyway within his kit, which just makes it so much better for new players just to have that. So now going in from there, we have the fusion event. I'm going to do my summons. So in terms of summons, let me go in. We got our one here. We got some extra books. I did buy packs. So claiming all of those, yep, that's all I got. So we have 8 summons for April, but it is 2x event. But going now, we're going to go and look at our, it is a fragment summon event, which these are my favorite ones just because it's easier. You don't have to go through raising up characters and dealing with all that. That part can be very annoying, but here's Donnie. They haven't named us Donnie. That's actually sick. But going in, we're going to look at him. And same passive. He's going to be able to do a attack whenever any of the other turtles attacks, which the cool thing about his attack is heals all allies by 5% of this champ's max HP and instantly activates 1 random continuous heal buff. So as long as you have the other turtles going, and they're going to be constantly, I cannot wait to do this. I'm sure you guys have seen it from like test servers potentially, but I'm holding off until I do it myself before I see other people utilize them, because it's just more exciting for me just to go in and have them all and make my own teams. So from here, And I will show you guys the teams that I make, but I'm trying not to spoil myself as to how powerful they are. Then, active effect. When an ally is about to receive a fatal hit, this champion prevents the ally's death and keeps them alive for 1 turn on a 4-turn cooldown when you book them. So, it just is a way to stay alive, which is definitely going to have some usability in different dungeons, because there's going to be so many turns that you take, and you potentially Sand Devil, just you won't be able to die at that point. And I don't know if there's any other things you guys can think of that would be useful for, let me know. Then equalizes that ally's HP. The HP of that ally will be brought up to the average HP of the team. If there are multiple champions on the team with skill, only one will activate. So as long as he can take 4 turns on any type of big hit that's going to be happening, you can't die. And that's really, really, well, one of your characters can't die. He could still die when every other character dies. But there's got to be some kind of thing you can do with it. Now, next up, the skill 3 removes all debuffs from all allies. Having a cleanser early on your account is so big. All debuff cleanser, not a single debuff cleanser. This is massive. This is one of the things my raid account struggled with so much when I first got into the game. I didn't have any cleansers. I just couldn't cleanse. But then places a 50% continuous heal buff and a strengthen buff on all allies, both great. Then also fill turn meters of all allies by 20%. Everything about that is fantastic. Going to skill 2 is going to give you an increased speed. It's AoE attack, decreases the cooldown of all ally skills, so he's a resetter on top of that, except as champions, but that's fair because he's resetting. It's on a 4-turn cooldown, which isn't insane, considering he can't reduce himself, but it's still fantastic. The skill cooldown cannot be decreased by others. That's any skill cooldown that I know of in this game can't be reduced by another one, but he's HP-based damage, and the HP-based damage is huge. He stays alive longer continuously. The more HP he has, the more he's just going to heal your team. You don't have to build him on crit. You don't care about his damage. Very, very good support character to get. So if any of you guys are doing the fusion, 1000% worth doing, and plus it's a cool collab. Ninja Turtles, man, that's my childhood. Okay, so that is going to be those 2 characters. Now we're going to go in and do some summons. So within the shard summons, there is currently the raid up for April. So April, I have not looked at too much actually, but we're going to have the crazy long Yu-Gi-Oh text of the skill 3 here. Has a passive effect when an enemy has their skill activated, teams up. Whenever an enemy has their skill activated, teams up with all allies to attack. Gains an extra turn or an instant turn. Has their skill cooldowns decreased. Gets their shield value increased. Gets their destroyed HP restored. Has their HP swapped by allies. Any of these things that happen. Evades an enemy skill or effect. Yes, occurs once per skill. If there are multiple champions on the team with the skill, only one will activate. Either way, procs off anything, and I don't really fully understand it. I'll have to sit down and read it more. Like I said, I didn't look at it too much after, but that is a lot to take in. Then the active effect, hopefully I get her, and then we'll go utilize, I'll do a whole video on her. But whenever an enemy remove, transfer, or decrease the duration of any debuff to 0, decreases the turn meter of all enemies by 25%. If there are multiple champions, only one will activate. So pushes back, just that passive effect going on, I think it's going to be pretty solid. And then the active skill, I don't know how much that's going to affect things. I don't know. I'm going to have to reread that and research a bit and give my final opinion. I'm just really hoping we get her. Then place a 50% increased accuracy buff on all allies for 2 turns. Also decreases the turn meter of all enemies by 20%. So it pushes back, not bad. Base speed 103, not the fastest. Then going into the skill 2, attacks on enemies, 75% chance of stealing all buffs from the target. Also has a 75% chance of stealing 100% of target's turn meter. So it's a lot of turn meter manipulation within this character. Then 75% chance of placing a nullify debuff and a seal debuff on the target for 2 turns. I actually have to go look up what seal does. I'd assume that blocks active skills or passive effects. That's what other games it does. And the passive effect has a 25% chance of activating the explosive scoop skill on an enemy when they gain an extra turn or instant turn feature. There are multiple champions on the team with the skill, only one will activate it. So it's RNG. She can go crazy, she can not go crazy. I love RNG characters. When they pop off, it's one of the coolest things. But for general team building, you kind of have to plan for it not to pop off whenever you're trying to build like a boss beating team. Because whenever it fails, it sucks. Especially in raid because you don't get your stamina back. Now, the skill 1 attacks one enemy. 50% chance of placing a ton of different debuffs on them for 1 turn, and it's all control effects. Then places a perfect veil buff on the champion for 2 turns. So she keeps herself alive on top of that, just for more time for her passive to continually rotate back in and go off again. And it's on a 2-turn cooldown. So as long as she's relatively fast, taking some turns, I think she could be fun. If you guys have seen April, let me know what the general opinion of her is, where her strength is. Because, again, I didn't read her until I started this video, actually. Now, going in, let's go ahead and do our 8 summons. It is 2x event, so maybe I get something else. I actually did get another legendary the other day. I don't know why I'm summoning and not doing it on a video. I just have like 2 summons. I'll rip a summon, I get a legendary. I think I got Flame Tongue, which is super cool. But okay, let's go in, and I'm just going to do 10 summons and hope for the best here. Please. No! Oh, Croak. Oh, you don't know how funny this is. I skipped the fusion. Oh, that's too funny, man. I skipped his fusion. I'm so glad I didn't do the fusion now. Okay. I mean, that's funny enough. We don't need anything else. That's so... There's no way. I felt bad that I didn't do the fusion. I was like, I've had something going on in my life that is kind of a big deal that I'm putting, unfortunately, having to put first above everything else, and so I didn't have time to do the fusion. And now I got it anyway. Oh, it's too goofy. Okay, on to the next. Another purple. Please, gold. Dang. I mean, based off odds, I've already hit odds, so most likely it would all be purple from here. 12%. I didn't get... And he's sick too! Wait, I was gonna go for... What is this summoning session? I was gonna go for him on the... I don't remember. It was one of the events that was just here. You had to get so many points. That was... I just got gifted everything that I wanted to go for, but didn't have the time to do. That is crazy. Alright, well, there's Baylor. Still no April, but that's 2 sick characters I cannot complain about. It's a champion training event. I got to do all the missions to start getting the fragments for Donatello, so that gives me more characters to raise during this. I'm completely okay with that. We'll go over and read the characters' kits. Shayak, Packmaster, and I've already done a video on him, though, I believe. The poison character we just got. Alright, we have 1 try left. Stag Knight, come on. Give me April, please. Dang, no April. But we got 2 absolute banger extra characters. So that's going to be this video today. I will end up going and building these other characters. I have so many new ones that I want to show off that I just keep randomly getting. Duchess, and I got Preva. I got... There's... who else I get? Sissy Flame Tongue I'm excited for. And then we got Baylor. Oh, so... And then Throat Ripper. I don't know if I'll build him because I don't have Packmaster, but... It's so funny, I skipped the fusion. That's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what all turtles you're going for if you're going to, or if you did get April 2. Again, that was a lot to try to comprehend in one little session. I don't want to try to sit here and understand it. I'll go read it after this, and we'll talk about her in a future video. But thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.